I'm Maddie Hudson, and this is my video reflection for the marketing backpack simulation. I finished with an overall score of 76% on the simulation, which put me at the second highest in my cluster on the cumulative leaderboard. I had the highest product satisfaction and return on marketing in my cluster. I also tied for the highest customer satisfaction. In every other scoring category, I placed second, which is on par with my final score. The company that I represented, ML Backpacks, targeted the school children's segment. I chose this segment to target because it had the highest market size. It also, however, had the lowest growth rate. I didn't change my target segment throughout the course of the simulation. My backpack also generated a bit of interest among the university student segment. I believe this was due to the backpack being the right size and the right price for this segment. I started out with a rounded top backpack with basic straps in the synthetic material. I also started out with the color being blue. For features, I had the water bottle and cartoon graphic. On turn 4, I changed the color from blue to red. Because the feedback from the target segment indicated they didn't want blue. This was the only change I made to the backpack features, as the segment seemed pleased with the red backpacks. Moving on to price, I had initially priced the backpack at $32 and increased it during the course of the simulation to $33 and then eventually landed on $34. I didn't increase it past this point because the segment feedback indicated the pricing was high but still in their budget. I sold the backpack at every retailer except the fashion boutique and the high-end outdoor store, as these two retailers' price ranges were too high for my pack. I chose to sell at all the distributors that would accept my pack in order to have the highest sales potential, and didn't change this throughout the simulation either. On to positioning. I positioned my backpack as fun for the positioning message, and didn't change this throughout the simulation in order to maintain consistency and clarity scores of 100%. It also proved to be a competitive message, maintaining a 90% in this category. For advertising, I mainly used the comic book store in print and the internet gaming site, as both of these had high visibility for children. I did try switching to the Cartoon Network on turn 8. This was because the reach for school children was higher. However, since this media vehicle was more expensive, it would have cut into profits, so I went back to the comic book store and gaming site. I believe that my best quarter was on turn 14, because this was my highest number of sales, net profit, and return on marketing. For the same reasons, I believe that my most challenging quarter was on turn 3, because this was my lowest number of sales, net profit, and return on marketing. I did relatively well in relation to my competitors, with scoring second overall in my cluster and in most of the grading categories. A notable decision by one of my competitors was in turn 3. This was when the company Kevgear switched from the urban commuter segment to school children. I believe that this switch contributed to a significant reduction in my company's market share in turn 3 due to the new competition, since we are both now targeting the school children segment. This was what led to my decision to change the color of the backpack from blue to red during that turn, so that it would more closely align with the preferences of our target market. Overall, this backpack simulation taught me how dynamic and interconnected marketing decisions truly are. It highlighted the importance of adaptability and data-driven thinking, as well as the alignment between the 4 Ps: product, price, place, and promotion. I also gained valuable experience managing a product lifecycle and responding to changes in marketing conditions. I'll carry these lessons into my future business career, especially the need to constantly evaluate performance data and be ready to quickly pivot. The experience was both fun and intellectually challenging, a great example of learning by doing.